All right, so let's begin. My name is Caroline Sprantz. I am the Client Solution Manager, and with me today is our Chief Information Officer, Lee Wielenga.
Hello.
As well as our Director of Business Development, Jeff Cohen.
Hello.
I just want to bring it back to Lee real quick.
As we go through the webinar today, some of the presentation platforms, including the webinar platform we're using here, have experienced bandwidth throttling issues on their platforms because of the health issues we've had and everybody working remote. So if you see delay or latency in the presentation today, that could be and may be due to our carriers actually having some bandwidth infrastructure issues on their side. But the products that we're using, the products that we're talking about today, you won't see problems when you use them directly.
Thanks so much, Lee. All right, so during the demonstration, please do feel free to take advantage of the chat feature within the webinar to submit any of your questions. And at the conclusion of this demonstration, we will address as many of these questions as possible. Not to worry, if we don't have time to address your question specifically, we will add it to our FAQ document and circulate along with a link to the recording so that you can share with your teams. And if you have a colleague that were not able to join us today, we will be hosting additional webinars, and so we hope they can join for one of those future events. Just real quick before we jump into InstantExhibit Plus and its features, I wanted to briefly touch on Remote Depo. Remote Depo provides a secure, dedicated virtual room for an unlimited number of participants, allowing you to conduct depositions from the comfort of your home. With a webcam equipment device, all participants can be viewed virtually and in real time. And your U.S. legal support court reporter, videographer, interpreter can also participate remotely. And in addition, you can chat with participants and record the proceedings. All these features are supported by Remote Depo tech support team, and our tech team is available as needed for the entirety of your deposition. So into InstantExhibit Plus, for ongoing complex cases with multiple depositions, this is the platform that we suggest and offer InstantExhibit Plus, which provides a secure online repository for continuous exhibit storage and sharing. Whether participants are in the same room or remote, everyone has centralized access to view and examine introduced exhibits. This alleviates excessive paper, promotes organization, provides real-time access to exhibits for all parties for the duration of the case. This can also be really helpful in managing deposition exhibits internally amongst your team, allowing easier deposition prep and sharing of exhibits in advance. At this time, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Jeff Cohen again. Jeff is going to walk us through how simple it is to use InstantExhibit Plus on your next complex case.
Thank you, Caroline, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to leave my video off at the moment here so we can just focus on the InstantExhibit Plus platform. The InstantExhibit Plus platform is capable of handling the most complex matters regardless of the volume or number of parties that are participating in the litigation. InstantExhibit Plus is actually the tool of choice on a number of large, ongoing, complex cases we have managed, including the Millennium Tower matter in San Francisco. During this case, U.S. legal support facilitated the simultaneous sharing of exhibits with participants in San Francisco, Los Angeles, London, and New York. For today's demonstration, we're actually going to use the U.S. v. Kenneth Lay matter so that we can use the exhibits that were introduced in that actual litigation. Now, when you first log into your InstantExhibit Plus platform, you will see two folders, a shared exhibit folder and the private folder. Now, the shared exhibit folder is where you will find exhibits which have already been introduced during the depositions in the litigation, and the private folder is where you or your team can upload potential exhibits that you may introduce during the deposition. Now, in order to introduce any of the exhibits during a deposition, you'll actually first need to upload them into your private folder. We advise doing so prior to the date of the deposition as part of your depo prep. However, you also can upload the documents on the fly during the deposition if need be. Your private folders are protected. They have restricted access, allowing only the members of your team who you designate to view the contents. No other parties involved in the case can view or download any of the documents that you choose to upload into your private folder. So let's start by selecting our private folder here. And once selected, you'll be able to create individual subfolders for all of your upcoming deponents. To do so, simply move your cursor to the top right of your screen and select New, and then select Folder. Now, we recommend that when you name this folder, you use the deponent's first and last name, as well as the date of the deposition. Next, you'll actually invite the rest of your team to access the folder. You can add as many or as few team members as necessary by just entering their email addresses in this field, and you'll separate them by a semicolon. Again, there is no limit to how many individuals you can, or you are also not obligated to invite any individuals whatsoever. And once you've had all your team members listed in this section, we're going to assign their permission levels. We recommend leaving everyone as an editor, which allows your team members to upload, download, view, and remove documents as they assist in the Depo prep process. Next, you'll just hit Create, and you are done establishing your folder. You'll see a green notification banner at the top of the screen.
You'll see a green notification banner at the top alerting you that the folder was created successfully. You'll also note that the folder appears to be on the screen. The next step would be selecting the deponent folder you just created, uploading any potential exhibits that you may wish to use during the deposition here. Any documents you upload will begin to appear in this selection. But as you can see, we currently have no documents in the folder. Introduction of uploaded exhibits in your private folders is solely at your discretion. You only need to introduce and share those exhibits you wish to review with a witness. To upload your documents, select the upload icon at the top right of your screen, and you have the option of uploading either an individual file or an entire folder from your computer or other source. All right, so the green banner came up, and now for the purposes of the demonstration, I'm going to go back up one level to the private folder and use the Kenneth Lay folder as an example. As you can see, our team has gone through the process of uploading a few potential exhibits to use in our deposition. We recommend that you do them in a consecutive ordering. Give me 1 second. Okay.
So it looks like my audio dropped off earlier. I'm going to jump back in here now. As you can see, I've been going through the process. Sorry, my audio would cut out, but what you can see here is in your private folder, you're able to rename any of the documents that you've uploaded to whatever naming designation you deem appropriate before the deposition. Now, again, if your case has an established naming designation, we will use that during the case. But for the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to jump back into the home folder here for the day of deposition view. So most participants are going to start the day by selecting the shared exhibit folder. Now remember, this is a folder that all parties have access to for the ongoing duration of the case. And as you can see, U.S. Legal Support will go through the process of uploading folders for all of the upcoming deponents prior to the deposition. You will simply log into this page, select the deponent's folder for today's deposition, and sit with this folder open for the remainder of the day. You'll notice there are no documents in this folder at this time because no exhibits have actually been introduced as of yet, but this is all you need to do for the viewing portion of the day. So I'm going to jump back over to my other web page here as though I'm the questioning attorney's view. Now, if you're leading the questioning during the deposition and you plan to introduce exhibits, you'll need to just select your private folder that your team has created and select the witness-specific folder in which your exhibits are housed. And you'll leave this page open for the duration of the deposition. And now when the time comes that you actually would like to introduce one of these preloaded exhibits, you will simply hover over the document, scroll to the right side of the screen and select More Options and hit the Move or Copy tab. It'll prompt you with two options. If you hit the Move button at the bottom, your document will actually be removed from your private folder and placed into the shared folder. However, by selecting the Copy option, you'll instead leave the original document in your private folder while still moving a copy to the shared folder. So here we're going to select the shared folder as the destination and select the deponent's folder who is actually being deposed today, and then hit Copy. Now, once completed, a green notification banner will alert you that the process is complete. And during your questioning, you will simply announce to the rest of the participants that the exhibit has been introduced and they'll be able to view the exhibit. So to show you what that looks like, I'm going to jump back over to our other web screen for the passive participants view. Now, on this page, all you will need to do is simply refresh your web browser and the exhibit will load into the section below. Once you see the exhibit on your screen, you can click directly on the link for the exhibit. You can either view this document on the web on this platform, or download it to your computer, or even open it with another application with these icons on the top right over here. To exit viewing, simply click the X icon. Now let's go ahead and introduce another exhibit to demonstrate the process once again. I'm going to jump back into the private folder in the questioning attorney view. To introduce Exhibit B, we're going to hover over the link, scroll to the right and select the More Options tab. We're going to select Move or Copy. We're going to select the Shared Exhibit folder for today's deponent, and we are going to hit Copy. Again, you'll see a green notification banner pop up on the top of the screen that alerts you that the process is complete, and you'll just simply announce to the rest of the participants that the exhibit is introduced and available for viewing. So now let's jump back over to the passive participant web view in my other browser window, and we're going to go ahead and refresh this page one more time. Once the page is refreshed, you will see that the second exhibit has been introduced. You can then select it, view it on the web through this application, or you can go ahead and download it to your computer or open it in another program with the icons on the top right once again. To exit viewing this document, simply click the X and you're done. Now, using InstantExhibit Plus is simply that simple.
So in addition to the services that US Legal Support provide, record retrieval services, so due to our strategically placed hubs, the country, and robust digital infrastructure, our record retrieval services continue to be available and fully operational nationwide. We just wanted to give you an FYI that if you need that, we've got that. Our team has established alternative solutions for those states where hand of service of subpoenas is required to ensure your record retrieval orders continue to be fulfilled. So with records in hand, your deposition questioning can be more thorough and complete. And then most important, our record retrieval process is fully compliant with HIPAA requirements and US Legal Support SOC 2 Type 2 certification. We just wanted to make sure you take a look at our slide right here, just to remind you of a couple of those things that I said. I know I ran through like SOC 2 Type 2 certified pretty quickly. And then also note that the real-time status of your record retrieval order is available 24/7 on our US Legal Support client portal. So we really do hope that you have found this information helpful. And if we didn't get to your question, we're sorry, but know that we will be sure to update our FAQ document found on our site at the link shown here. That's the one that I was mentioning earlier. And thank you again so much for spending the time with us to review InstantExhibit Plus and its features. Again, any additional questions related to our remote solutions, be it InstantExhibit Plus or any of the other solutions we have, or would like to learn more about our other services such as our record retrieval, please do feel free to contact your US Legal Support rep, or you can email us at hello@uslegalsupport.com. That's also on our side, so please write that one down. And if for any reason you want to go in a little bit deeper with InstantExhibit Plus, please let us know, and we're happy to do a one-on-one like Jeff had mentioned before. We're doing a lot of these demos, and we really, really want to make sure that we're here supporting you, so know that you could just email us and we'll get that set up for you. And again, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you on the remote side.